Hey, what's up YouTube? We have the Zenfone 3 Deluxe and this is gonna be a full review. We already did an unboxing and had a look at this device quickly. So I'm not gonna go too deep into the unboxing process, but some of the quick specs over here you can see it was one of the flagship devices released late last year and a very futuristic device. This was the first device in fact to come with a Snapdragon 821 chipset. You can see 6 GB of RAM and 6 gigahertz of RAM and 64 GB of internal storage, and that the chipset as well. We have the gold version, 5.7-inch full HD display, 23 MP camera and 8 MP front camera. That's the device on the front. We'll come back to the device in just a bit. You can drag it out from here. Very premium packaging. Those are the earphones. Yeah, and then you get the power brick and you have a different adapter. This is always helpful. You see, now we have the Indian style adapter, but then you do not need to change the whole adapter if you're traveling internationally. If you just have this part separately, you have your manuals and warranty card here, and then the USB-C type cable. So that's the Zenfone 3 Deluxe. I'm not a great fan of the design. However, it's all metal and it's quite rugged actually. Feels nice, sleek body, matte finish on the back, so won't attract much of fingerprint. But the front side is a fingerprint magnet. There you see lots of fingerprints out there. 5.7-inch screen, full HD resolution, but then it does actually feel like a 5.5-inch device, mainly because of this very thin, almost non-existent bezel there. You have a front camera, 8 MP front camera, no flash, and typical keys. Then you see typical ports and all. USB-C type port, by the way, metal button over here, and then 3.5mm jack. Behind you have a bumped up 23 MP camera. It's awkward bump actually right at the center, and even would have loved the fingerprint sensor to be slightly roundish, but this is okay. This works perfectly. Not a problem, but yeah, maybe they would try to make the vertices more prominent, even on the camera, even on the fingerprint sensor there. Laser autofocus system and the LED flash. Overall, yeah, a very premium looking device. The screen is crisp and bright. It's very smooth, the user interface, and if we can go and show you the color card, then it renders the color quite well. I can clearly see the difference between these two colors and also these two colors. The viewing angle is also superb. You can see even from here I can actually make out the color. The color does not change. Brilliant screen. Although some people might argue that I'm paying so much, why don't I get a 2K display? I'm not much fan of a 2K display anyway. It eats up your battery much faster and you do not see much of a difference practically, but just for the specs sake, they probably could have given 2K resolution, you know, on the display. That is, so you have lots and lots of app, but thankfully you can uninstall the third-party apps here. Also, it's powered by Android Marshmallow, because the time that it was released, Marshmallow was prominent. Haven't got the Nougat update yet. There's a Marshmallow. When you go here, so that's probably one of the things that you need to consider while buying this device. If you are, again, Nougat and Marshmallow does not make much of a sense. Some of the smoother edge on the Nougat, but still, just for the spec sake, latest device sake, out of 64 GB, we have 47 GB available here. You'll get slightly more than that. When you talk about the memory, then you can see out of 6 GB, average memory usage is less than 2 GB, free 3.8 GB. Brilliant. And we've been using this device for a while, so the RAM management is amazing. You get the typical Google Android apps and lots of Asus in-house apps, and third-party apps as well, like Kindle and Facebook, Instagram, TripAdvisor, Puffin and whatnot. But if you do not want some of those third-party apps, you can actually you can disable some, you can also uninstall some. Yeah, let's check out the camera now. Nice sound, I like the sound. And then you can straight away go to a manual mode where you can customize various things, you can see. And something that I really liked about the Zen UI camera is that the customization level is unlike any other phones. So you can see you can actually customize the color temperature up to the level of the color temperature, not only hot, cold, something like that. So this is crazy. You see all the way, shutter speed all the way till 1/50,000. Although these are not exactly, all of those are not exactly hardware level, but still having that customization option is great, because not most of the things in any phone are hardware level anyway. 23 MP camera, then it also records 4K video, and then that's the 8 MP camera. It's very wide, that's another thing that I like. You can see my whole backdrop on the back, and then it cuts the sensor whenever you're trying to record anything. We tested the image and video quality, they are brilliant. The 23 MP camera is one of the best in any Asus cameras we've seen, and probably one of the best again in the cameras in this price point, but not the best. The details are there at the enough light, you get very good detail. Even under low light, the noise was checked up to a great level, and we also see the saturation and hue properly. Oversaturating the red color just a tad bit, but that's fine with the mobile cameras. The videos are very good. 4K videos are extremely crisp, both at the center as well as on the sides. Overall, a great camera, but at this price point there are some better cameras. It has good enough bass, but it's screechy at the highest volume, and it's loud enough as well. Apart from that slight screechiness, overall the speaker output is fine, I would say. Let's check out the video. The bass is really good. The 3D surround sound is amazing.
God, did you see that? I just was like, what? Yeah.
Great speaker output, specifically for movies. The vocals are also not digitally enhanced. One of the best speaker outputs in terms of loudness and bass. We did some benchmark testing, and owing to the great chipset and that amount of RAM, we got some very good results. 1,39,000 on Antutu, topping the Valomo Metal score, almost topping the Valomo Multicore score, and then some of the Geekbench 4 score as well, single core and a multi-core. You can see towards the top, almost all the benchmark test, it scored towards the top. One of the things we would have liked was the battery life. The 3000 mAh battery gave us about just over 7 hours of moderate to heavy usage, which, well, is good enough to take you through the business day. But if you're actually traveling, and if you're using this intensively, like camera, GPS, and also the 3G or 4G connection and all those things, that it might last even less, about half a day. We threw in some games on this device. It could play all of those without breaking a sweat. So then guys, that's the Asus Zenfone 3 Deluxe, and some of the good things about this is that it's got a nice metal body, sleek body, a 5.7 inch crammed into almost a 5.5 inch body. Nicely, a very nice, well managed body out here. Although I do not quite like the look of it, but then many people will. That's a subjective thing little. And the sound output is great, the camera is also very good, and overall the performance, the system performance owing to that latest chipset and ample amount of RAM is awesome. Now what I do not like, number one, it's purely like kind of subjective thing. Probably when I'm paying that much, this is one of the highest price device at the market right now, and at this price people are giving 2K resolution. Although that's subjective, you do not necessarily practically need a 2K display, because many a times you cannot even make out the difference between a 2K and a full HD resolution. Also, I want the Zen UI to be slightly leaner and carry less bloatware. Please give maybe in-house app collection, or in-house like Google Play like App Store, from where you can download all the Asus apps that you want, but a built-in or preloaded apps should be less than this. Overall, I really love this device, but there's a lot of stiff competition at this price point. And yeah, it came out late last year, and there's also another thing, it has got Marshmallow 6.0, which is kind of old right now. Many of the devices that are coming out right now has Android 7.0. There's also something to consider here. So I've told you the pros and cons. You take a pick whether you should want this device at just under 50,000. If you like this video, please hit the like button, ask anything related to this, and we'll try to answer them all. And please subscribe to our channel and share this video to share the love. Thank you.